Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new TV show spoiler review here in Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinnenberg. Today, I am breaking down and giving my general thoughts, spoiler fashion, on episode one of the new DC HBO Max original show, The Penguin. I'm very excited to talk about this with you guys. The first episode dropped on Thursday night. So I can't wait to talk about it with you guys right now in all spoiler fashion. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and ring the bell to the channel. Get us to 250 subscribers by subscribing. I do movie and TV show reviews, out of theater reactions, movie franchise rankings, and a box office breakdown show every single Tuesday. So if you're new, subscribe, ring the bell, comment down below. First of all, were you a massive fan of The Batman, the movie? Did you like this first episode? Were you disappointed by this episode? Did it feel like the right place to take place after the events of the Batman or not? Let me know. I respond to every single comment. So definitely comment down below your thoughts and feelings. And also, please like the video, the thumbs up button. It really helps support the channel as it helps YouTube recommend my video to more people. So please smash that like button if you're enjoying what you're watching. So I was massively excited. I adore the Batman, and I've seen the movie now probably five times in full sits. I've seen multiple, scenes a lot, but the full sits like five times, and that movie came out like 2 years ago. I adore the Batman. Matt Reeves is a genius to me after wrapping up that Apes trilogy with Dawn and Rise. Dawn and War, and then going to the Batman. Colin Farrell was clearly a standout as the Penguin in that. But again, when you do spin-offs like this, and especially when Matt Reeves, well, yes, is still a part of it, somewhat creatively, he is the producer. And again, it is executive producer, it is his universe. He talked a lot about the show and how it was pitched to him in the after the show thing. But whenever they're not fully involved, because obviously Reeves is even announced today he's done working on the script for the Batman 2, and that will come out, start filming early next year. Sometimes things can not feel the same when the same creator isn't involved in every single aspect. So I was definitely nervous, but the reviews really strong. And overall, guys, I don't like doing, if you do the channel, I used to do breakdowns like every scene and tell you what happened in the episode. But if you're watching a spoiler review, you watch the episodes. I don't need to retell you what happened in the episode. So it's the last time I'm going to open a spoiler review like this. I just give my general thoughts on things I liked, didn't like about the episode in spoiler fashion. So if you've not seen the first episode of The Penguin or The Batman, spoilers ahead. So overall, I loved this episode. I think this was a fantastic hour of television. This is DC's The Sopranos. And yes, it does help that HBO is also doing the show, but it kept the essence. It felt like the exact same world of the Batman. It has ramifications because at the end of the Batman with the flood that the Riddler sets, Gotham is in trouble. And I do think what Matt Reeves has nailed in the Batman and what the Penguin continues to nail in this show is they really nailed Gotham. Gotham has always been for me a major issue with its portrayal in films. It kind of had that weird Tim Burton vibe, not just for his movies, but also Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. And I think Nolan, up to this point, had the best version of Gotham, but it was still very much felt like more Chicago than Gotham. This feels like Gotham. Yes. Does it help that there was a flood and Gotham's in trouble and all the other things are going on? But Gotham finally, in my opinion, does feel like a character on its own. And that's what the comic books were. Gotham was a character in its sense, and it spews people out, brings people in, and that's what this show has really done. Colin Farrell is tremendous in the show. And yes, it probably is awful to have to put on this outfit every single day. His acting is beyond excellent in the show. And so the opening scene was really good. It basically is a quick recap of the events of the Batman, leading you into where we are now with the Penguin. Very cool that Michael Giacchino, who did the score for the Batman, probably my favorite Batman score. He's my second favorite behind John Williams of all time, composer wise. His son Mick is doing the composing for the show, and the score is excellent. But you heard that Batman theme, and I had chills. Like I was just right back into it with the opening 90 seconds to 2 minutes, and then we get this really awesome scene between Oz. and the young Falcone. Um, and I forget his name now. Maybe it was Aldo. I could be totally wrong. I'm currently on the IMDb, so as I'm looking, I'll let you know when I find the actual name. The episode's called After Hours. It was Alberto, sorry, Alberto, who takes over because John Turturro's Carmen Falcone, who's being recast in the show as Mark Strong, died at the end of the Batman. So we knew this, the Falcones would take over, but we did not know that Oz was going to kill Alberto in the opening scene of the show. And now it sets up a whole series because now Oz is now in the middle of the war between the Falcones. And as we learned in this episode, also we met Salvatore Maroni, played by Clancy Brown. And that also adds in the element of the unhinged Sophia Falcone, the other child of Carmen, played by Kristen Milotti, who I thought stole the episode. And Colin Farrell stole many of the scenes in The Batman, but this is a fantastic performance and a fantastic and interesting character. Kristen Milotti is amazing in the show. And her entrance in that scene with Oz, when he's talking to some of the Falcone's people, she walks in and he looks shocked. He's like, "You should be in Arkham," and all of these things. It was an unhinged performance. Now, yes, did they tell you that she was in Arkham? Yes. But even if they didn't tell you that, you could feel how off-putting she is in the dinner scene behind me, when she interrogates Oz towards the end of the episode. She is an unpredictable person and is brought out in the performance from Milotti. And she's getting a lot of hype, rightfully so. I mean, she's right on par, if not stealing the entire show right now. And that's with Colin Farrell acting his ass off as Oz. Now, we do get this duo in the show with Oz as he went back to put Alberto in his car. He meets these four guys who are trying to rob his car. He keeps one of them, Victor, who's played by Renzi Felice. Hopefully, I'm saying his name right. But this is a really interesting bond. I think the bond really comes from them both kind of having disabilities, because Oz has that penguin-like walk. We see it because his foot is completely damaged, and Victor has the speech impediment, I think that's what you call it, like the speech, like the thing in that McAvoy's character had in It. And I think Oz, that's why he kind of keeps him around. This show, well, yes, very bleak, just like the Batman, does have its comedy. The smell of the car, leave your comedy. I'm going to leave you in the car so you can find your comedy. That joke was very funny. The bit with the slushies was very funny. And it doesn't take you out of the show. The vibe, the aesthetic, the look is on point. The performances are on point, and you really feel like, yes, you're rooting for no one. These are all not good people in the show. But when you have a show like this or a movie where your main characters are all bad people, I mean, Oz is not a good person. But when you have a show like this, we're not rooting for anyone, you have to make the audience interested in watching bad people do things. And that is what this show has done. I am so enthralled into what every character is doing. The interrogation scene was really intense between Sophia and Oz. Now, obviously, it seems at some point Sophia will find out that Oz killed Alberto, and that's where all things are going to break loose. But the fact that he gave the family ring to Maroni, great scene, great performance from Clancy Brown as always. Trying to throw and have the Maronis and the Falcones battle it out, and Oz come out on top from the sidelines while he's making his money. Oz does a really good, the thing they did really good in this episode was he would have put himself in a good situation, put himself in a really awful situation, and him skating by. I mean, he got out of every situation in this episode by the skin of his teeth. Nothing was easy, because he does get captured. You think he tricks the Falcone men, and then when he comes out of the truck, then he's found right away and he's taken into capture. But it takes the help of Victor and the setting up the trap. His laugh is very good. I am absolutely happy because I love the Batman. I was nervous to see these type of spinoffs, but this is some amazing television. The only negative is because they wanted to release this first episode early, The show will be a Sunday night HBO show starting September 29th. So sadly, after the first episode, we have to wait 10 days to get the next episode on Sunday night. So I won't be here reviewing The Penguin until the last day of September, September 30th. So starting on September 30th and then on, I'll be every Monday doing my spoiler reviews of The Penguin. We also have Agatha All Along going on at the same time. That's every single Thursday on the channel. I'm doing those spoiler reviews. So we're back to covering some big television shows, and The Penguin for me is my favorite one I'm watching on TV right now. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section, like the video, and subscribe.